Hi, I'm Alan McInally, former professional football player and Sky Sports Soccer Saturday pundit, and welcome to round 2 of Betsafe's Premier League preview. And with myself, I'm delighted to say, is former Arsenal and Manchester City player Paul Dickov. Paul?
How are you, mate?
Well, I may as well, I'll say this right at the very top before we go any further. You were playing football the other day and he's hurt his neck.
I have. Mind was willing, but the body wasn't. Let's put it that way.
Anyway, so back to you. And welcome, naturally, to round 2 Premier League preview. Hopefully we can put you in the right direction. We are coming to you from the Etihad Stadium, Manchester City's home stadium. And every week throughout the season we'll be previewing round by round action with our top tips, predictions, and of course Betsafe's best odds and weekly specials, including, I'm delighted to say, our very own specials. A treble for you every week. 3 teams picked by myself and picked by Paul. Hopefully we can put some money in your sportsbook wallet with Betsafe. And Betsafe, remember, of course, is the official betting partner of Manchester City, and as a result you can always get the very best Manchester City specials and odds right here with Betsafe. And remember as well, there's a Man City season offer, score, draw, refund. Betsafe will guarantee your money back. This is a great offer, it genuinely is, for the whole season. If you have a bet on Manchester City final score and it ends in a draw, you will get your money back. And another couple, obviously, with the best prices on Manchester City, because Betsafe are the official betting sponsor. City to win the Premier League and Champions League. If you fancy that, you'll get 49 to 1. 50s, probably get you 50s. If you call up and say Alan and Paul said to call, I'm sure you get 50s. And City to do the league double over United, 5 to 1. Now, our treble. Let's start with your treble. The Dickov treble. Let's start with the first one. Burnley against Liverpool. You've gone for Liverpool.
Yeah, I have. I actually tipped Burnley last week, and against Swansea when they lost 1-0.
Yep.
I really fancied them at home, but I thought Liverpool going forward against Arsenal were sensational.
Very good.
Coutinho, Mane with his pace up top as well. And they looked the real deal, Liverpool. I know they.
Oh, I think we tipped them up last week. We didn't fancy Arsenal at all, and I think they were a pretty good bet last week, Liverpool, weren't they?
Yeah, they were, but with the ball and the intensity that they've got, their passing, pace going forward. Firmino, the front three, Lallana was on fire as well. I think Liverpool are going to be one of the teams to really look out for, and I think going to Burnley on the back of Burnley's first home defeat. I really fancy them doing well there.
I'm a big Sean Dyche fan. I want Burnley to try and survive somehow, but I think actually
it's going to be tough for them.
I'm loath to say I'm agreeing with you because God forbid you get your treble up and I don't, but I do. I mean, what about Coutinho? 11-2 to score first.
That's a
Free
great
kicks, corners, throw-ins, he takes them all, doesn't he?
Especially the way he was last week.
Yeah.
He was by a country mile Liverpool's best player. And you've seen bits and pieces of it last season towards the end.
Yeah.
Took him a while to settle in, but he's going to be a top player for them.
Absolutely. Another Betsafe special, Liverpool to win 3-1, 12 to 1. It's good odds because you probably only get 9s or 10s elsewhere. Your second one is Everton.
Yeah, you raised your eyebrow at that one a little bit.
I think it's good. Well, it's West Brom against Everton. Obviously, West Brom at home, Everton away from home. I was thinking the draw 11-5 might look better for me, but you've thrown Everton in.
It's good value that, but West Brom, great result away at Palace last week, really was, which I didn't see it coming.
Sensational.
Rondon with the goal, but I've got a feeling for Everton this year. I really like Ronald Koeman. I think he's no nonsense. Bringing Balassi in as well this week, he's going to add a lot of pace to what is a really good attacking force already. And away from home, with Lukaku up top, we've spoke about Balassi, the players that they've got in the counter attack. I can see them going there and doing a job.
Hopefully it won't be. And your third one, last but not least, Chelsea to win at Watford.
Yeah, I thought Chelsea the other night there, I know that they ended up making hard work of it.
Well, I said to you, to be fair, opening day of the season, I fancy West Ham to have a good season, and they did frustrate them to a certain extent, but I think Chelsea deserved the win.
Yeah, they did, and I thought they looked really, really strong.
Yeah.
Hazard was back to top form. It looked towards the end of last season, the poor season last year. But I think Chelsea are going to do well. They need him to play well, but they look solid again, don't they? Terry and Cahill, Kante sitting in front of the back four, allowing the other players to go and play and go forward. I think Chelsea are looking strong at the weekend.
I think it tells you everything about Costa's winning goal, Conte's celebration.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? I mean, the goal was a great finish, but the celebration was even better for me.
That's good.
He's passionate, and that's what Chelsea fans have missed that over the last few years. We've seen it in the Euros as well, and we've seen it with him before. And passionate manager, and you can tell that he's already putting his style of play and how they want to do.
I'm just having a look at another Betsafe special here. Costa 4-1 to score first. That's big. That's really good, by the way.
And he looked as if he's got the bit between his
wee
teeth
bit.
again the other night there.
Absolutely.
He's back upsetting people in the right way. Lucky to stay in the pitch at one point, but he plays on the edge, and that's when you get the best out of him.
A Dickov treble. Liverpool, Everton and Chelsea all to win 13-2. Big odds. It's a Betsafe special. And a reminder on the Dickov treble to win at 13-2 under the price specials on Betsafe. And remember, if you're a new customer and you want the treble, then take it. And with a £10 bet, a £20 welcome offer, there is nothing to lose. So if you're a new customer, you have a £10 bet, we will give you £20 to you. The McInally treble. Spurs. I've gone for Spurs because I know it was only a draw at Everton last week. I still think it's a decent score. And I just think at home, they play Crystal Palace, incidentally, who of course were beaten by West Brom in the opening day. I think they'll have too much for them. Yeah,
I do as well. I've got, like you said with me, mate, I loathe to agree with you. But Spurs at home look strong, and I thought it was a good result. I'll be at Everton last year. Koeman's first game at Goodison, and we know we've played there. It's a really tough place to go.
Yeah.
But for me, Spurs at home all day long.
Well, there are shades of odds on right enough, but maybe unsurprisingly, to be honest. But I still think it's a decent start to my treble. Next one, I've gone for West Ham to beat Bournemouth. Now, I really fancied West Ham maybe to try and nick something against Chelsea. They didn't play that badly, did they? And to be fair, they didn't have sort of his best 11, let's say, starting the game.
No, he didn't. And it got disrupted early doors with Ayew, the record signing, getting taken off. But West Ham at home, Payet coming back.
New stadium.
Such a difference for them.
Yeah.
Great player, the great Euros. Made a difference when he came on against Chelsea the other day. They expect him to start. Bournemouth, I think we said it last week, but worry for them a little bit this second season. They work hard. Eddie's got them really organised, playing good football. But I can't see them going there and getting anything.
We'll mention them in a minute, obviously, with the game against Manchester United when we get to the game. Payet, 6-1 to go first, 6-1 to score first, rather. Betsafe special as well. Now, if I think Costa's good value at 41, Payet does take all the corners, all the free kicks. He takes everything. So 6-1, and he just might pop up with something a little bit special. And my last one won't be that popular in the north of London, but I've gone for Leicester City to turn over Arsenal.
It's one I can't call.
Am I sticking my head on the block there?
No, I can see it happening. I could see another 4-3. Arsenal-Liverpool. I can see lots and lots of goals. Arsenal are going to miss Mertesacker again. Gabriel in the centre of defence. And Musa and Vardy up front are going to cause them all sorts of problems.
Mahrez has signed a new contract.
Mahrez, great sign. Getting him doing that. Everybody thought he was going to Arsenal. Ironic, and great timing announcing just before they're going to play them.
Yeah.
But I can see a lot of goals in this, and going back to both their games last week, it makes me laugh. They've all played one game. Leicester already been written off.
Yeah.
And Arsenal already been written off the first week into the season. But I think it's going to be a great game to watch.
And I'm just happy to put sort of Leicester in, Paul, for the simple reason that there's question marks over defensively Arsenal, which we spoke about last week. Now they're still waiting on whether Giroud will play, whether Ozil will play, whether Ramsey will play, etc, 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 etc. So he's really juggling the pack a little bit, Arsene Wenger, and it's not the best way to start a season. It's certainly not the best way to go for Arsenal to Leicester City, who are the champions. It's a home game for them.
Yeah, and the atmosphere down at the King Power Stadium is brilliant. Phenomenal. It was all last year, and it will be again in Saturday. I mean, I don't know what you think about it, big man, but I know Arsene, with Ozil and Giroud, he's let them have this extended holiday and not including them in the squad for the first 3 games of the season. What's your thoughts on that?
I can't believe it.
No.
I cannot believe it for a minute. And incidentally, even some of the games that have already passed, actually, and not playing some of the players that were involved in the Euros, I'm like, start the season.
No.
You're ready to rock and roll again.
Exactly.
If anything, you start the game and you give them an hour, then come off and build their fitness up that way, but don't just sit them in a stand.
No, I just can't get my head around that one. And it could cost them the first few weeks of the season. I'm saying it's early doors, but you want to hit the ground running.
Well, I'm saying it's going to hurt them again for sure. The McInally treble then, Spurs, West Ham and Leicester, and them all to win. It's 15-2, and I remember on the McInally treble, to win 13-2 is under the price specials at Betsafe. And I'll remind you, if you're a new customer and you want the treble, take it with a £10 bet and we will give you £20 as a welcome offer. Brilliant. There is one other one, incidentally, and you actually flagged this up, but I wouldn't let them do this because he's put Arsenal into win, and I can't have him going against my treble. But this is a good one on Betsafe. It's one of the specials as well. If you want it, remember, go on those Betsafe price specials. Man City, Everton and Arsenal all to win 11-1.
Yeah.
That's not a bad one either.
That is a decent trip. I think all three, to be fair, big man.
Man City have got a toughie. It's actually one of the games I'm doing for Sky Sports at the weekend, which is the early kick-off on Saturday morning. Man City go to Stoke.
Won't be easy.
No.
It won't be easy at all. But, you know, seeing City here last week and the way they performed in Europe against a little Bucharest team that weren't the best, but for me already, they're looking...
Well, let's reflect on last week's score. Good result for them. Was tough. Sunderland equalised and you think, ooh.
Yeah, but look, for the first half, I was mesmerised watching it. I'd never seen anything like it in my life. You know, the way they played with 4 at the back 1 minute, 2 full-backs going in and sitting midfield, Fernandinho dropping back into the back 3, and it was unbelievable to watch. And you can tell that that's what he wants to do, and it's going to take a bit of time for that to happen. But they won the game.
Cliche, how do you think he played?
I thought both full-backs done well. You know, and
I thought they did as well, because if you're not used to playing that particular style, and you have to work on things like that, because at times I'll be thinking, hang on, there's a gap behind me here, I can't be in there, and you almost, I suppose with Cliche more than some, his defensive head might come in rather than Guardiola saying, stay there, don't worry, we've got cover for it.
And it's a completely different position. Now, you know, if you're a full-back, you've got everything in front of you.
Yeah, correct.
The games, you can see it, and all of a sudden, if you've got to get into midfield, you're going to have to start checking your shoulder, which obviously I can't do at the minute.
No.
And it's a completely different position altogether, but I thought it was great to watch.
Well, he does like to flood the middle of the park, Guardiola, doesn't he? He likes to have players in there so he can basically dominate possession at times.
Yeah, he wants to dominate possessions, and if he's flooding the middle of the park, it's dragging the opposition team in there, and he loves his wingers getting one-on-one, which Sterling started this season, you know, already. It's 2 games in, but he looks a different player altogether.
Well, I'm going to throw my hat in now and say I had a real go at Sterling last year, thinking, big price, I don't know whether he's really up to the job, but I must admit he's proved me completely wrong, because I thought he was absolutely sensational. And let's just reflect on the midweek game as well. I thought he was absolutely sensational.
He was, and it, like, confidence, isn't it, more than anything else? He's obviously, Pep's went in there and he said, look, you're going to be my main man, or one of my main men. And you can tell he's on the front foot all the time. You know, I seen him a lot last year. Every time he got the ball, his first touch was back. Yeah. First touch was back, and that's a lack of confidence.
It was also a bad first touch, wasn't it? As though it was a little bit of a hot potato for him.
He was worrying before he was even getting the ball. Now he's getting the ball. His first touch is out his feet, ready to go and take the full back on.
Well, there's a Betsafe special, Sterling to score the first goal, 8-1. Now I would have laughed at you, never taken it, but I'm like, might be worth 20 quid.
Absolutely. Because
he's in that kind of form, and someone will play him in. A little bit more on. He scores a hat trick, misses 2 penalties.
I know. What
Who
a
takes
player.
the
What a player he is, though. You know, I was here.
If he gets a penalty on Saturday, does he take it?
He'll take it. He's a goal scorer. Would you? Centre forward?
I'd be running.
All day long.
I'd be fighting for the ball. Absolutely, for sure.
And he will.
We must talk about him, Joe Hart. I know we're at Manchester City. You're an ex-Manchester City player. You know Joe. You don't need to tell me whether you spoke to him. We haven't spoke about him particularly. But it's an unbelievably strange situation.
It is. You know, new managers come in, and obviously for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to fancy Joe. One thing I will say about Joe Hart, and I know actually Pep Guardiola's come out and said it himself, he is the ultimate professional. And you know, if Joe's got half a chance, personally, I think, of staying here and proving him wrong, he'll do it.
I said on television on Tuesday and Wednesday night, we had a soccer special on Sky Sports, and I actually put it on Twitter on Betsafe. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm not doing it all the time, right enough. Was that I don't see Caballero being a better goalkeeper than Joe. I also don't see him being overly superior. I think Pep Guardiola, when he had Manuel Neuer, I think he had the whole shooting match.
Well, he was spoiled.
He can head the ball, he can control it left or right. He's also a good goalkeeper. And I don't see Caballero being so much better than Joe that it's quite a radical decision just to have Joe sitting on the bench all of a sudden.
Well, my thoughts on that is that there must be somebody coming in. You know, if he starts Joe last week against Sunderland, and in the Stourgate, knowing that he's wanting to sign somebody, it's going to be very difficult to sign him and leave Joe out. Whereas Willie's used to being a number 2.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so it makes it makes Pep's decision easier if he does bring in who he wants to bring in.
The only thing is, if you're Joe Hart, if we were still playing football and the managers, I don't know, they said a thing to Joe, we don't know that because nothing's been said. Would you want to leave Man City? I don't know. Do you want to fight for your place? Absolutely you do. But Joe will want to play at the very top level, which means he'll still want to be playing in the Champions League,
absolutely.
which reduces his choices where he can go there.
Where is he going to go?
That's
after
what I said.
this, you know, and it's what all week all I've been seeing is these stats and goalkeepers with the ball at their feet.
Yeah.
You know, I know that's how Pep wants to play. It's his style of play. He's done it everywhere. But surely you want your goalkeeper to keep the ball out the net as well.
That would help. I'm sure he will do.
And he's one of the best.
Joe. Absolutely. Across the way a little, Manchester United at home to Southampton. I think around 49 Man United, 65 the draw. They had a good start, Manchester United, against Brom.
I was really impressed with them.
Yeah.
You know, obviously Ibrahimovic scoring in his debut. I think he's going to be sensational.
I think he's done that everywhere he's gone.
It's a sensational record. Look, people can say what you want about him, but he does. He produces on the pitch all the time.
Yeah.
Rooney playing further up the pitch again, which I think is a no-brainer for me.
Well, that's if we talk about the way Mourinho set his team up, he said, look, that's where he's going to play.
Yeah. And I think
it's a goal.
I think Wayne, you'll get the best out of Wayne Rooney this season because Jose's already come out and said you are playing further up the pitch. You know, but I think under Van Gaal he was playing out wide, he was dropping back deep, he was playing as a number 9, playing as a number 10. Now he knows that's going to be his position. And United, I know he scored, but the 3 best chances in the first half came from Wayne Rooney being further up the pitch as well.
Mr. Pogba may take his position on Friday evening. Remember, this game's on Friday night against Southampton, which is one of the first Friday night games on Sky TV.
Yeah, and look, away from the price tag and everything else, I think it's a great signing.
Yeah.
I really do.
I hope he plays.
Yeah, I think he will. I can't see him leaving him out. The first game at home as well, you don't get the crowd up, the buzz at Old Trafford with Pogba, Mkhitaryan, who's a good player as well, by the way. You know.
Have you seen enough that you would think that Man United could be a threat to, I don't know, Manchester City, for instance, for the title?
I think they'll be up there. Yeah. I do. Purely because, well, one reason is the manager. He knows how to win. He knows how to get the best out of the players, and I think they've made some really, really good signings. Swansea
versus Hull.
Great result for Hull last week.
Wow.
Well, I mean, didn't see that coming whatsoever. Mick Phelan, caretaker manager, hadn't really signed anybody of any note, and then to go and beat the champions was fantastic. And Swansea, you know, great result at Burnley as well.
Very good.
I could see this being a draw. You know, Hull would be delighted.
Probably get 5-2, 3 to win the draw, I would think.
Yeah, I do. You know, Swansea, first home game of the season. They'll be looking to kick on from the result last week, but I can see Hull going there, setting up and taking a point, and they would have snapped that. If they could get 4 points for the first 2 games after what they've been through pre-season, it would be fantastic for them. I
mean, I'd be tempted on Hull 4-1 away on Betsafe, but I think this is one of the hardest games to call at the weekend, Paul.
Yeah, it could go either way, and that's why I'm going for the draw, big man.
Sunderland against Middlesbrough, the north-east, well, it's north-east kind of derby.
Tyne Tees, isn't it? Tyne Tees derby. Be some atmosphere. And Sunderland, I was really impressed with them last week, the way Moisey set them up. Really hard to play against. Tried to play when they had it as well. I just don't know how much of a goal threat that they're going to have this year. They've got Defoe. It's going to be imperative that they keep him fit. And Middlesbrough, you know, I've said it all through the close season and pre-season, and last week when we were doing this, I fancy them to do well. You know, they played well against Stoke last week and were slightly unlucky not to get the 3 points.
I think they're going to be difficult to beat at home, Middlesbrough, aren't they?
Yeah, he's such.
I think their away form might be difficult.
Yeah, but Aitor Karanka, and I've said I've been pleasure in being in his company quite a few times, and he's such a clever manager tactically. And I think both of them probably be happy with a point. Middlesbrough more so.
Exactly. We'll just remind you about the McInally treble, which is Spurs, West Ham and Leicester, all to win at 15-2. And the Dickov treble, which is...
That's the one,
where
Fox.
are we? That's the one. That's the one. Where is it? Dickov treble. Chelsea, Everton and Liverpool. And remember, these trebles will be under the price specials on Betsafe. Well, that's all about what we've got time for. Don't forget to join us throughout the season with our top tips for the Premier League and, of course, the Champions League and World Cup qualifiers, including Facebook live match day tips from specific fixtures, which you can get on Betsafe Facebook page. The first of these, incidentally, will be next week. Manchester City against West Ham on Sunday. That's a 5 o'clock kickoff. Paul and I will be here, hopefully with a couple of guests as well, no doubt, but you will get the best prices for them. Looking forward to that game next Sunday. I've been Alan McInally. He's been Paul Dickov. Thanks for watching. And of course, good luck with all your bets on Betsafe. Fingers crossed. See you next week.